Dopest community was good. I know it's been a minute, man, but we are here, man. We are here. I had some bumps in the road. I was kind of irritated with copyrights and all that stuff. I just really had to focus on myself and kind of get out of my own way and all that stuff and just take a step back. But we are back, man. We are continuing with the demos do not share part two. Now we have another depressing song from Ren, man. We got depression. So I already know it's probably gonna be one of those painfully beautiful songs. He knows how to talk about things in a really creative way that just sounds good sonically, and it just makes the song like I don't know, it just makes like what he's talking about not sound as dark as it's perceived to be, just because of his creativity. So he says it right here. He says, "We live in an age where medical science advances my bad. We live in an age where medical science advances are made every day, yet mental health issues are on the increase. As someone who has wrestled with severe mental health issues most of my life, I think it's important for my art to reflect the cracks I feel around me. I felt it was important not to sugarcoat this or put a positive spin on it, as I wanted to create a snapshot of what it's like when it does feel like there is no hope and no way out. Despite this, for those who listen, who may be able to relate a bit too much, please know that there are moments in life which make it worth living. For every single moment that I wished I wasn't there, well, I wish I wasn't here, there have been moments that just satisfied my decision to live." Wow, that's deep. Sometimes they take a lot of patience to find, but they do exist. I hope this can help someone. I hope this can help someone who feels alone. Well, I hope this can help someone feel less alone. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm tired from work and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's what Ren had to say about it and everything. I'm always ready to lock in with these. I love the comments too. Man, I come from Luigi singing about capitalism to an emotional roller coaster about myself. He sings so well. Is it what you know about somebody else? Oh, never mind. That's somebody else. We're not going to promote somebody else under this video. So somebody's like, "What's your favorite genre of music?" And somebody said Ren. Shit's dope, man. But yeah, let's get right into it, man. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are getting ready for Christmas and everything, or what you celebrate around this time. Just happy holidays. If you just are thankful for having the time off and everything, it is what it is, man. But let's go ahead and lock right in. I'm happy you guys are spending this Christmas Eve with me for this brief moment we have together. Let's check out this depression. That sounded crazy.
My thought patterns are composed by a time bomb for an author, like pigs to the slaughter. A symphony of self-doubt sings out, breath starts getting shorter, running water. It's the state that I wish to become. Instead, concrete envelops my movement and I'm rendered deaf and dumb, unable to heed the advice of others. Don't tell me things will get better, cause so far things haven't gotten better. I've got the sweater, poster child, bipolar, ADHD, therapist, wet dream. I don't want to talk about my father, I don't want to talk about my dead friend, I don't want to talk about myself. I'm sick of talking about myself. I'm sick of talking about myself and realizing that talking about myself never ever helps. Still, I call for help, cause I really want help. But the pills didn't seem to help, and the therapist didn't seem to help. But still, I want help. I've danced with the devil in hell, I've sat in a prisonless cell, and here I always dwell, in this prison in myself. I do this thing where my mind travels back to the golden age. You know those times where you were carefree and everything was golden? The golden age. You know those times where everything was golden, where you were carefree and everything was golden? The hardest thing I ever had to do was come to terms with the fact that that time never really existed.
Damn.
I've always felt so fucking detached and broken, bruised and mismatched. Find it hard to relax, living under the cracks. Tried to fill in the gaps, lying here on my back. Still, I can't find it. Sense of peace in my mind declined it. Pulse increase and my sweat combines with a feeling so deep I fall inside it. Depression, I hate you, depression. Your constant oppression, respond with aggression. They say depression brings you lessons. Constant stressing conceals blessings. You will grow in broken settings. Fuck those lessons, fuck depression. I've been living in your shadow for so long that I forgot how I can shine, how I can find a refuge in my mind. How am I meant to sit here and unwind? The planets align, I feel like I'm cursed. Feel like I'm cursed to just be here to hurt. Feel like I'm cursed to just be here to bleed. But my demons been feeling this way since birth. Depression, I hate you. 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 Depression, I hate you.
Mm. Y'all know it was real, man. When I just blurred out "damn" in the middle of him talking, like I was with him, man. When he's talking about the golden age and all that stuff, and like when life was golden and all that, I was like, yeah, I remember when life was golden, huh? Yeah, yeah. I never had that. I'm like, shit, damn, man. Y'all ever had a friend that was just talking like that? You know what I'm saying? You over there talking about the good times and all that stuff, and then they just hit you with, y'all don't know what that's like. You're just like, fuck, damn. I thought we was like having a moment. I thought that you got where I was coming from. Like I thought we was like, reliving like our childhoods together and everything. But nah, I guess not. But yeah, this one right here, man. This is I wasn't expecting this. This is really like him talking and everything. And he did say that's what this is like. And yeah, just Ren being Ren, man. Like people can relate to this. There's stuff up here that I relate to, obviously. And then it's like one of them things too, what I learned as well. Just like when it comes to like, like emotional intelligence and like anxiety and depression, what I learned, what helps me cope with it is like from when I was like, I don't know, from the stuff I was researching and watching, it's just like when you identify your personalities and your feelings, when you get comfortable with them. So it's like you'll be doing something, you're like, yo, what was that? It's like, oh, it's doubt. Oh, what's up, doubt? How you doing? You be coming around there now and again, doubt. But yeah, you gotta move to the side because I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, depression. Oh, this is okay. Depression was good, man. I ain't seen you about 2 days, man. Where you been? You know what I'm saying? It's like you make friends with these emotions. I know it sounds crazy, but if you try it one day, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You just address it. Like for instance, like quick story time. I got beat up at work today. Work was crazy today, y'all. But yeah, pretty much I had to make a delivery and I got all the way to my first stop and realized I didn't have a ramp because our trailers, we got, some people that ain't right in the mind that load our trailers and everything. And sometimes they'll send the trailer down without a ramp. So you can't make a delivery without a ramp, right? So I get all the way to my first stop and then I realized that there's no ramp there. It was crazy because I give the paperwork to the manager and I turn around, I look at my truck and I'm just staring at it, right? I'm just staring at the ramp, the little ramp hole, and there's nothing there. And I'm just staring at it like, maybe if I stare hard enough, it'll appear. Mind y'all, it's like 3:55 in the morning right now. I'm like, damn. So I'm like, man, I just got to ride back to the yard. Now, in that moment when I got in the truck, I just started laughing. And I was laughing because I was like, oh, this is like anxiety right here. This is like anxiety. This is anxiety, fear, overthinking, all these emotions, you know what I'm saying? All these thoughts are coming into my head. And I'm just like, yo, everything happens for a reason. Oh, this is irritation right here. I recognize you irritation. You know what I'm saying? You're irritated and then you're worried because it's like, yo, it's gonna be later in the day. I'm not gonna be able to make the delivery. I might not be able to park where I normally park at. These people are gonna be in my way. There's more people on the road and people been driving crazy. It's the holiday season. You start overthinking. So you're like, oh, now I'm overthinking. Oh yeah, it's time for that to go too. Oh yeah, we gotta push. We're going at the end of the day, by the time I get home, this ain't even gonna matter. And I'm glad I went through it because now I can share it with you guys. It just seems festive and everything. And I like it did feel depressing, like going back to the yard. But like I said, I navigated through my thought process and my brain and was like, hey man, depression, you don't live here right now. I won't allow you to stay here. And all I could do was laugh on my way back to the yard and back to the customer. So yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive right into this, man. I don't know if you guys got anything got it. I just wanted to share with that. Ren be having to spark up conversations and everything. I'll be sitting in the comments. But yeah, so yeah, man, Ren starts out. He's like, my thought patterns are composed by a time bomb for an author, like pigs to the slaughter. A symphony of self-doubt sings out. Brett starts getting shorter, running water. So pretty much he's defining like what it's like when depression is hitting. It's like these are like how I can pretty much, document this for you or express it to you. You know, Symphony of self-doubt sings out. Brett starts getting shorter, running water in the state I wish to become. Instead, concrete envelops my movement, and I am rendered deaf and dumb, unable to heed the advice of others. Don't tell me things will get better, because so far things haven't got better. So this is like when depression is coming into the field. And I like how he's saying, like, fuck you, depression and everything. That's another thing I'm talking about when you like analyze, like these emotions. It just starts off so sad.
My thought patterns are composed by a time bomb for an author, like pigs to the slaughter. A symphony of self-doubt sings out, breath starts getting shorter, running water. It's the state that I wish to become. Instead, concrete envelops my movement and I'm rendered deaf and dumb, unable to heed the advice of others. Don't tell me things will get better, cause so far things haven't gotten better. I've got
And so it's like he compares his mind to a time bomb, dangerous, chaotic, and beyond control. He wants to be free like running water, but feels frozen in concrete, unable to move or express himself. That's real right there, man. Um, but yeah, when he talks about things haven't got better, he's like, I've got a sweater, poster child, bipolar, ADHD. That right there is crazy. I got the sweater. Poster child, bipolar, ADHD. I guess that's what he's wearing. Therapist wet dream. I don't want to talk about my father. I don't want to talk about my dead friend. I don't want to talk about myself. I'm sick of talking about myself. This right here is wild, man, because then now obviously we're talking about like, therapy and everything and all that stuff, whether it's mental therapy, whether it's like direct therapy in front of somebody, and it's just like I don't want to talk about that. I just kind of want to sit here. I don't really want to express it. And that's what he's like, sounds like that's what he's saying is I don't want to talk about my dead friend. I don't want to talk about myself. I'm sick of talking about myself. I'm sick of talking about myself and realizing that talking about myself never ever helps. I felt that right there, man. Still, I call for help because I really want help, but the pills don't seem to help. Oh, diazepam. And the therapist didn't seem to help, but still, I want help. I've danced with the devil in hell. I've sat in prisonless cells, and here I always dwell in this prison in myself. So it's like I'm in this mental prison, this mental cage and everything, and I can't break out of it. That's the cage of depression.
the sweater, poster child, bipolar, ADHD, therapist, wet dream. I don't want to talk about my father. I don't want to talk about my dead friend. I don't want to talk about myself. I'm sick of talking about myself. I'm sick of talking about myself and realizing that talking about myself never ever helps. Still, I call for help, cause I really want help. But the pills didn't seem to help, and the therapist didn't seem to help. But still, I want help. I've danced with the devil in hell. I've sat in a prisonless cell, and here I always dwell, in this prison in myself.
And that right there, man, when it's just like this whole part, like I really felt the part when he said, I've danced with the devil in hell. I've sat in a prisonless cell, and here I always dwell. That whole thing right there, I can relate to that, man. Cause it's just like it's crazy. Like when things happen in life, like even like at work or in places like where I just meet people or like someone tries to like inject fear into me or something like that, pause. It's just kind of like I don't it's like it's I be like I even somebody thought I was crazy, man. Like, cause just the stuff I've just been through a lot of stuff. Like we all have, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm greater, than anybody else. We all have been through things, but it's just like that's the way I like empower like the things I went through, you know what I'm saying? The battles I went through, I empower them, I own them, I hold on to them. I look at those as like trophies, like in my mind. So it's kind of like, when people would like talk to me and they'll say something, oh, Lo, ain't you worried about this? And I was like, yo, man, I looked the devil in his eye and said I ain't scared. You know what I'm saying? I've seen demons already. I've seen the devil already. This ain't scary. That was scary. This ain't scary. You know what I'm saying? It's like you kind of develop this immunity and everything. So I know what he's talking about. Like when you go through that stuff and then more stuff happens, it's like, yo, how could it get any worse? It's just like you gotta remind yourself that things can get better, and then also like there's other things you could be grateful for. There's always some like whatever anybody's going through, there's always something to be grateful for. You can have one leg, there's somebody with no legs. You can have two arms, there's somebody with no arms. You can have one arm. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff like that. There's always like things. I ain't even gonna say it's the little things because the reason why we look at them as little things is because we take them for granted. So I don't feel like anything is a little thing. Getting up in the morning, like you're here another day, like to make a difference, to change the world, change people and everything. So yeah, that's what that is. But all right, then we get into the bridge. He's like, I do this thing where my mind travels back to the golden age. This is where I was like, damn. Those times where you were carefree and everything was golden, the golden age. So I started thinking about like my childhood and everything. I still had like some traumatic experiences in my childhood, but you know, I still had a decent childhood. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like not having to worry about bills, just go to school, go outside, touch grass, as they say now, go outside, play basketball, football with the homies and everything, go to the neighbor's house or something like that, meet at one of the homies around the corner's house, and we're all in there playing video games, stuff like that. Don't gotta worry about no curfew. But we were cleaning buildings at a young age, like from like the age of like 11 to like probably like 16. Well, probably was it or was it 10? There's labor laws against it. But yeah, we was like helping my parents clean buildings because they like own like they own like they're like contractors, and then we would go to these different businesses and clean buildings and everything. So then we would just, that's the only thing we had to worry about. Like as far as responsibilities go, we'll be out there playing basketball, and my mom rolled around the gold Windstar. She'll ride around the gold Windstar, and then she'll be like, "Hey man, come on, y'all get in the car." And then we're like, "Dang man!" Like straight from playing outside, we go in there, clean buildings. I was the one that did. I dumped the trash. My sister and one of my brothers did the bathroom. Then my other brother, he was the vacuum guy. And then my stepdad, he like buffed the floor and everything. And my mom did like all the cosmetic stuff and everything. Like she did like the deep dives and all that stuff on everything. And that's pretty much all we had to worry about in our golden age, you know what I'm saying? For the most part. So, and then just go home, play video games and chill and all that stuff. So, but anyway, so he's like, those times where you were carefree and everything was golden, the golden age, those times where everything was golden, where you were carefree and everything was golden. I was like, yeah, Ren, yeah, yeah, yeah. The hardest thing I ever had to do was come to terms with the fact that that time never really existed. I was like, dang, oh shit, man. All right, Ren.
I do this thing when my mind travels back to the golden age. You know those times where you were carefree and everything was golden? The golden age. You know those times where everything was golden, where you were carefree and everything was golden? The hardest thing I ever had to do was come to terms with the fact that
And then the beat changes.
that time never really existed.
That joint right there is crazy. That time never really existed because we know like Ren was like pretty much in his bed and everything for like years and all that. So like he feels like he never had a golden age. But I'm curious to know like what his childhood was like, before he got sick. You know what I'm saying? Like when his pops was still in the picture and everything. Like, like when he was like between the age of like, like, I don't know, let's just say like 5 to like 11. You know what I'm saying? Like 5 to 11 or like 5 to like 12. What was his life like then? Were there not any golden ages then? You know what I'm saying? Because if not, man, that really sucks. I always felt so fucking detached and broken, bruised and mismatched. Find it hard to relax, living under cracks. And this one he's just dropping in bars. I know a lot of bars. He's like, find it hard to relax, living under the cracks, trying to fill in the gaps, lying here on my back. Still, I can't find it. Sense of peace. Yeah, my mind declined it. Oh man, sense of peace. My mind declined it. My mind don't want no peace. It wants to stay depressed. Pulse increased and my sweat combines with a feeling so deep I fall inside it. Pulse increases and my sweat combines with a feeling so deep I fall inside. That right there is ridiculous right there. His way with words, his writing abilities are ridiculous, man. Wow. No peace. So it's like my pulse increased and my sweats combined with a feeling so deep I fall inside it. That right there is crazy. It falls like in a depressed state of mind, with the sweat and the pulse, like your heart beating fast, you're sweating and everything. You're just sweating, you're just that level of depression, not just like walking around, how you doing? I'm depressed. Not that one. He's talking about like you're the depression sits you the fuck down. He's talking about that right there. Um, I fall inside it. I hate you, depression. Your constant oppression. Respond with aggression. So of course, obviously, like you're aggressive with the shit. People, what's wrong? You know what I'm saying? You get into one of those zones. They say depression brings you lessons. Constant stress and conceals blessings. You will grow in broke settings. Fuck those lessons. Fuck depression. Talk that shit, man.
I've always felt so fucking detached and broken, bruised and mismatched. Find it hard to relax.
The soulful hums, man. I told you, man, when it comes to hums, there's only two hums on the face of this earth that I ain't gonna say I respect, but that really take me to another zone. And it's Ren and Kid Cudi. The Kid Cudi hums and the Ren hums.
Living under the cracks, tried to fill in the gaps. Lying here on my back, still I can't find it. Sense of peace in my mind declined it. Pulse increase and my sweat combines with a feeling so deep I fall inside it. Depression, I hate you, depression. Your constant oppression, respond with aggression. They say depression brings you lessons. Constant stressing conceals blessings. You will grow in broken settings. Fuck those lessons, fuck depression.
You don't want to hear about those lessons, man. He's talking about like, depression would give you lessons. And he's like oppression, aggression. He's like, fuck those like fuck all that. Fuck all those lessons. And he's like, I've been living in your shadow for so long that I forgot how I can shine. Man, I've been living in your shadow so long, I forgot how I could shine like depression shadows. I can't even shine. Like I'm just down. How can I find refuge in my mind? How am I meant to sit here and unwind? The planets align. I feel like I'm cursed. Feel like I'm cursed just to be hurt here to hurt. I'm cursed just to be here. Pretty much I'm cursed to suffer in this depression and everything else is going on me. I feel like I'm cursed just to be here to bleed with demons. Been feeling this way since birth. That right there is wild, man.
I've been living in your shadow for so long that I forgot how I can shine, how I can find a refuge in my mind, how am I meant to sit here and unwind? The planets align, I feel like I'm cursed, feel like I'm cursed to just be here to hurt, feel like I'm cursed to just be here to bleed with my demons, been feeling this way since birth.
Feeling this way since birth. And then he goes into depression and he says, I hate you, depression. But that's what I'm talking about too. Like when you just get familiar with like these feelings, you know what I'm saying? Like doubt, doubt, fear. What's the main ones, man? It's like doubt, fear, insecurity. I forgot, man. There's more. They come to me like, every day. You know what I'm saying? Like you be getting them shits all the time. But when you recognize them, it's like instead of like acting off impulse with them, you just acknowledge it. Like it's an emotion. You watch it and you let it pass. It goes into like stoicism and all that stuff. Like you just like let it pass. You see the emotion, be like, yo, I'm sad right now. And you see it. All right, what's good, sadness? Okay. All right. Am I going to allow? Because at the end of the day, when we allow, because I already know there's levels to the shit. I'm not saying this to be insensitive or anything. I know there's levels to it, but I'm just talking like day to day stuff that hits us every day. I'm talking about the feelings that come and go if you allow them to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a waste of time to dwell on things you can't control. You know what I'm saying? If you can't control it, those are like hours and minutes and seconds you can't get back ever. You can't get that time back. And I'm a firm believer that the most important thing on the face of this earth is time. Like time is something that just keeps going. It doesn't stop. People always say, I wish I had more time. People on their deathbeds, they say, I wish I had more time. A lot of them say that. And then, you're over there, you want to spend time with your kids. Oh, I don't have the time, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you got your job and everything, and you got other things going on. Man, I ain't got the time, man. I just wish I had more time. And it's so crazy, y'all. I'm at this point in my life where I don't know what boredom is. I really don't. I really don't because I already feel like there's not enough hours in the day. It's like between like spending time with my family, going to work, creating content, playing video games, creating content, playing music, creating content, kicking it with my family, outside playing with my kids, spending time with my wife. It's like I'm never bored because there's literally there's always something to do. With me personally, there's always like I'm never in the house like, dang, man, I don't know what to do. That never, bruh, it's crazy, man. Like this state of mind that I'm in right now, like this level of my thought process right now, I never get bored. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what boredom is anymore. Like my son, he told me, he's like, Daddy, I'm bored. I was like, what? Like I felt disrespected, but then I was like, I was a kid once. I know what he means. You know what I'm saying? So I had to like get out of my own way and get out of my own head. And I was like, why don't you do this? You try this? He's like, nah. He's like, that does sound fun. I'll do that. Yeah. It's just like, just challenge your mind and everything. Cause I swear I'll blink and the day's over. But yeah, let's get into it, Ren. Fuck depression.
Depression, I hate you. Depression, I hate you. Depression, I hate you. Depression.
And then he starts like crying, man, because it's like you say it so many times and it's like, and it hurts. It's just like, dang, man.
I hate you. Depression, I hate you. Depression, I hate you. Depression.
He got the hums and everything. So yeah, that was depression, y'all. Anybody that's dealing with this, we all go through different levels of depression and everything. So my heart goes out to people that have like, depression in general, you know what I'm saying? But if you have like the surface levels of depression, you know what I mean? Like the ones that come and go, you know what I'm saying? You have your anxiety and everything that just hits out of nowhere. When those moments come, man, I mean, I'm not no emotional coach or no EQ coach or anything like that, but it's just like, just from experience. Cause like I said, I've been through a lot of things too. And it's like, when you make that decision to not let that hold you back, and I know how it sounds like, oh man, it's not that easy, and it's not, it really isn't. it took me like it took me a very long time to come to terms with that. It's just practicing it over and over again, because when you keep seeing that same emotion all the time, you be like, yo man, I'm sad all the time, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad. You start to get comfortable with being sad, and when you get comfortable being sad, that's a problem. you gotta start looking at it like, all right, I'm sad. Like, what else can I do? Like, why is this you gotta figure out what it is. Why am I sad? Because that's why, when it comes to like vices and everything, we'll deal with things and we'll maybe go smoke some weed to clear our mind, or we'll go to sleep to clear our mind, or we'll drink to clear our mind. It's like whatever it is that we're going through, we never really acknowledge it. We never face our demons, because when you drink or smoke, you're kind of running away from it. And then it comes back. Then you feel the need to smoke and drink again to make it go away. When you could program your brain to like have a face-to-face conversation with it, it's tough. It's tough. I got battles I'm fighting every day. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to become a better person and everything. But I just encourage people to get like in that bag. You know what I'm saying? Like you can even play a game with yourself when it comes to things. Like when you see the same emotions all the time, like, yo, what is causing this? What is triggering this? A lot of times it's like trauma from like in the past, man, because our minds will like put up a wall, like something traumatic that happened to us. We'll put up a wall so we don't really remember it. But our body does. You know what I'm saying? Our subconscious remembers it. So when things happen, we're triggered and we don't know why. But when you take time to meditate and think, you can knock those walls down, but sometimes knocking those walls down is a very scary thing. For y'all that know, y'all know what I'm talking about. For y'all that don't know, man, you can look it up and everything or try it. Don't want to make this too much of a woo, like, you know what I'm saying, a crazy video and everything, because the song is already called Depression. I don't want the video to be depressed. You already know how my energy is. I try to uplift everybody, try to get everybody involved in everything. And you guys already got positive energy anyways, man. Especially like I said, like when I read the comments, man, and the people going through the fights that they're going through, like there've been people in the comments that told me like they're battling cancer right now. They're battling all these other different sicknesses, Lyme disease, things that Ren went through, plus more. It's like, and they're in the comments saying, but Ren brings me joy. Ren lets me know that everything's gonna be okay. His music keeps me going. His music literally saved my life. I love seeing stuff like that, man. And that's why Ren is so important to not just the renegades in the community, man. Y'all can't keep him forever. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep him forever. Like he's important to the world. So the more people in the world that get to learn about Ren, the more lives will be saved. And I can't wait till that happens. Saving lives and changing lives every single day. But when he gets to that status where he's like monumental, that's when I'm gonna be like, yes, finally. You know what I'm saying? It's like you walk up to anybody, yo, you heard of Ren? Yeah, man, I know Ren. You know what I'm saying? I like this one song. And he makes songs tailored for everybody. So everybody's gonna have their favorite songs about him and everything. And I ain't gonna lie, he posted something on Instagram. He posted Troubles on Instagram. He did like he did like a little reel of Troubles, and I was like, damn, I love that fucking song, man. Trouble goes so fucking hard. Trouble so hard. Like that, like, and then what he did with his voice for the beat and all that, just fire, man. But yeah, y'all, let me go and get out of here, man. Y'all enjoy y'all Christmas. Of course, this is a Christmas Eve drop. Happy to see you guys as always. Protect your peace with your peace. Stay away from negativity and naysayers. Enjoy your holiday. Y'all be safe out there. I'll holler at y'all on the next one. All right. Peace.